amongst all religious people, as we're moving away from doctrine. When people said, this is what you must believe, this is what you must do, we're moving, and we're all probing and seeking, which is much healthier, really.
And our...
Perhaps a fresh sense of openness and contact between people of different religious traditions and different spiritual experience is indicated by the fact that the Archbishop of Canterbury sent to welcome Baba his special representative, the Secretary of the Church of England Commission for Interfaith Relations, Canon Peter Schneider. The Canon was offered the significant courtesy of a chair at the same level as the Guru.
We do not feel we have all the answers. But it is my experience that as I begin to understand men of other faiths, I understand more of God and even more of my own faith.
It's a very good thing. It's a very good thing.
And I hope I would be very grateful to hear from you, Reverend Father, what you think we should do to further this understanding in this country as well as abroad.
The
thing which man wants to increase or progress, first of all, he himself should improve and progress. Then it's very easy to do what he wants to do. The bud a flower should blossom, and then the fragrance will spread on its own. You don't have to make an attempt to make the fragrance spread all over. Now, I respect all the religions. Now, why should they create a war on the name of religion?
आज अपने को सबसे अधिक ईश्वर बंधुत्व का बहुत जरूरी.
These days, mainly, it's very necessary to have universal brotherhood.
आपका बड़े सम्मान भी करता हूँ मैं.
I also respect you and I'm very grateful to you because you have taken your time to get here.
It's from answers given in interviews and open audiences that the Swami's teachings can be gleaned. Such events are recorded and much has been published. But most of the teaching is for those already initiated into his meditation. How does he describe his work to the outsider? Why do people give their whole lives to him? What is the essence of his message? We had our opportunity to ask.
Many thousands of people receive something from your teaching. They have tried to tell me what it is. Will you tell me?
मैं बोलता तुम जो खुशी को और प्रेम को.
I say happiness and love that you are looking outside, putting forth a lot of effort, still you're not able to find them. So I tell them to look within and meditate a bit, and then they'll find those things right within themselves. And also, I haven't come here with a particular special religion, and also I don't preach religion. Just as sleep doesn't belong to any religion, it is your own thing, it's your own property. In the same way, meditation is your own independent thing.
But people give the whole of their lives to you. You control the whole of their lives. They have told me so.
लोग बोलते हो कि अपने कुछ वो पूरा जीवन.
Many people say that, and maybe they give their lives to me. But the thing is, I have my perfect life with me. I also give my life to them as much as they're able to hold it or take it. Also, this is the bargain goes on.
But are you conscious of directing the activities of your devotees? Directing their lives completely?
It's not that I keep them with me all the time. I send them to do their own work too.
फिर क्या सारे दुनिया में फिरते हम सभी को साथ में रखे तो कितना होगा और कहाँ रख सकते हैं.
I travel all around people. I travel all around the world. And so many people meet me, and if I try to keep all of them with me, where I can keep them?
25 आता तो 25 जाता.
If if 25 come to me, then 25 go away, after learning something.
Swamiji, you can, by a touch or a look, I am told, awaken a force in people.
ऐसा एक योग है हमारी,
Yes.
उसको सिद्ध योग बोलते हैं.
That is my yoga, and it's called Siddha Yoga, the perfect yoga.
हमारे एक वो अनादि परंपरा.
This tradition has come down from the beginning of the time. It's not a new thing, like people write new books and tell new things, but this is a very old, ancient tradition.
Some people receive this and some do not.
Well,
Is
they-
this as a result of your choice?
कुछ को अनुभूति जल्दी पकड़ लेता है श्रद्धा भक्ति से.
Some people experience this immediately because of,
तुरंत.
instantly because of faith and devotion.
और कुछ को देर से मगर वो व्यर्थ जाता नहीं, वो अनुभूति आता ही.
And some people experience this later, but still it doesn't go to waste.
कुछ को अंतर होने से अनुभूति समझता है.
And some people
3 महीना
don't experience this immediately because it happens in the inner level. So, say after 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, they experience this, and then it dawns on them that, oh, this is the Shakti, the force that I'm experiencing.
Shall I receive this force, having met you?
ओ, मिल जाएंगे.
Yes, it's likely. You will.
It's likely. It seems uncertain.
बोलते कि मिल जाएगा, उसका मतलब पूरा निश्चित नहीं.
मिल जाएगा शब्द निश्चित है, मगर फिर भी ऐसा बोलना पड़ता मिल जाएगा.
It is certain when I say that you will, because I have to say it that way,
मिलेंगे.
You might.
It is certain, but he has to say it in that way.
You might, yeah.
I don't understand.
क्या बोलते हैं कि ये निश्चित है, लेकिन आपको इस तरह बोलना पड़ता है, तुम्हें समझ नहीं है.
एक बोलने का स्वभाव है.
That's the way I say. That's my nature.
And we must accept it.
It's not easy to tie Baba down to definitions. There's no feeling of deception about him, but neither is there any way in which he can make us understand, by explanation, the experiences that people around him undoubtedly have. Some have been overwhelmed by his touch, many have felt the whole meaning of their lives to be changed. And to report honestly on Baba's teaching, it's not enough simply to listen with sympathy, to open oneself to what he offers. It's important to observe the effect he has on others.
I like him, I don't like his henchmen too much.
Why?
The first day I came here, the day before yesterday, I got really angry by people telling me what to do all the time. I tried to get out of there one time, they wouldn't let me out, I just had to force my way out in the end. And the guy came out and gave me a hell of a bollocking about it, like saying, what do you think you're doing? You can't get out of there.
I think he has what they say he does, which is to light your candle from his candle. And I'm willing to believe that.
He's my father, he's my mother, he's my brother, he's my friend, he's my guru. Everything. He plays all the roles.
ये गुरु ज्ञान बताई कारे मन बन को जन जाय. नानक देव बोलते गुरु नानक.
There's no doubt that a lot of the emotionalism that surrounds Baba has all the trappings of a personality cult. His picture hangs garlanded on the wall. They even say that by just a look at his photograph, you can receive shaktipat, the instant enlightenment. As for myself, well, I have to admit that so far the Guru's touch hasn't produced any sudden upsurge of cosmic awareness. But even without that, I do accept that he didn't come to England to milk the youth of the privileged middle classes by wrapping them up in saris and Eastern mysticism. And also I accept that his basic message, that God dwells within you, look there, is important as a meeting ground between those committed to both Eastern and Western faiths. A committed Roman Catholic who left her position as professor at Boston University to work with Baba is Charity James. Now, are you saying that you hadn't realized that there was something missing from your life, but then you discovered there was?
Yes, that's very good. That's very interesting. I've always been, I don't like to say a practicing Christian because it's such a difficult thing to practice anything, but I've always been a serious one, I think, with good times of atheism mixed up, because I think it always happens if you're serious. And I didn't really think that I needed a living teacher, living master, as well as our Lord, who meant a great deal to me and still does. And that's really why I thought, I'd heard about him, and I heard the name Muktananda, somebody told me, and I thought, well, if ever I need a guru, which thank God I won't, that would be the one. You know, of course, that was the fatal moment, I think. From then on, it all happened. Yes.
But at that moment, you didn't. You just said
I didn't. I thought no, and I thought I'm very interested in the idea that the East and West must come together, and that the East and Western spirituality, that man is at a stage of a very great spiritual advance. I believe at the end of this century, it's a tremendously important time, and that one of the aspects of this would be a coming together of East and Western spirituality. And I had an idea that I needed to do that in my own life.
But you didn't find any conflict here. You were attending Mass regularly, you were serious and thinking Christian, and you accepted that I am the way, the truth and the life.
Yes,
no one comes
I do.
to the Father but by me. And yet there was something missing in it.
Yes, there was something missing.
What was that missing quality that Baba felt?
Well, it is the having a living teacher. It is the ability to see in our time, in my life, somebody who has reached transcendence. I do see that Baba is in the state of eternal bliss, permanent bliss that he describes, that he is all-knowing and everywhere and all-powerful. I mean, I can see that man can, who has followed a deeply serious spiritual path, as you know, his was very, very long and very, very hard, that he can become like that, and I can too. And of course I know it's there in the Bible, but be perfect, you know, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. But I didn't really ever think that this was something that applied to me.
I've noticed that people, when talking about Baba, tend to slip into hyperbole, and you're just doing precisely that. You're saying that he's all-pervading, that he's all-knowing. Now, are you abandoning your intelligence in using these words? Are you using them in a different sense from the way you normally use them? Or do you really believe that he is all-knowing and transcendent?
I really believe that he's all-knowing and transcendent. I experience it with so many. He has hundreds of thousands of followers all over the world. Everyone senses himself or herself in complete contact with him. If you ask him a question, if you write him a letter, he knows immediately not only what state of mind you're in, but also all the circumstances. And it's very interesting when he answers a question in the hall, he will give answer that is totally appropriate to the heart of the person he's answering. And yes, I believe that he is. I think we all can be like that.
Do you see yourself now as someone striding two cultures and aware of both? Or do you see that your own culture, your own Christianity has been deepened by your contact with Baba? I feel that my own Christianity has been deepened. I don't feel any need now to try any of the others. I know that Baba would deepen the understanding of Sufis, Buddhists, or Muslims as he's deepened mine of my own. So I'm quite satisfied just to continue to go to church and continue to love our Lord, and to continue to come to and to run a center for Baba, and to continue to love him, and not to feel that there's any division there at all, to feel quite united.
अभी उधर भी ध्यान करना, तुम जहाँ रहते हो वहाँ लोगों को भी जरा ध्यान में बैठाना। ये अच्छा 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 वो तो बहुत मदद किया हमको अमेरिका के लिए था।
उसका पत्र आया था कि पापा आ रहे हैं तो
बहुत अरे